THE, at Times Higher Education, we have a range of solutions that we can support universities in their ambitions around rankings and betterment as a university. So we have products such as data tools called Data Plus, which provides insight and analysis and benchmarking capabilities so a university can have an understanding of how it's performing, areas for improvement and how it compares to some of its competitors. We have consultancy, which is a way to interpret that data at a deeper level and provide strategic guidance for universities. We have branding solutions as well, so if a university wants to promote itself globally, its research excellence to the international academic community or international student audience, hiring, attracting international faculty. We run events which are great networking opportunities, and all of these areas feed into our metrics which make up our rankings. So, and some universities engage with all of them, some universities one or some of them. Having this information available to you and these tools available to a university allows you to improve as a university, and we're there to support the universities through that with partnerships. So the factors for improvement comes down to our methodology. So we have 13 metrics that make up our methodology for the World University Rankings, and we have a larger methodology and system for the impact rankings. But going back to the World University Rankings, having understanding some data insight, performance, how are you performing in those rankings, and identifying the areas for improvement. Having that intelligence is vital and crucial if you wish to improve in rankings. We talk a lot about rankings, but it's also about betterment as a university. It's one of the missions of Times Higher Education is to help universities be better universities. But going back to the rankings element of it, having that understanding, knowing how you want to approach what areas to focus on and improve on, and then setting up a team within the university that's dedicated to that and allocating the appropriate resource to move forward. All the solutions I mentioned before can help and feed into the improvement from a rankings perspective. And we're here to support universities and partner with them on that journey.
Well, we know certainly that higher education is undergoing significant change, and I think probably one of the primary aspects that we've seen change, and certainly through the pandemic, is the rise of e-learning. So obviously online learning has been around for a long time now, but that's certainly been expedited by the pandemic as everyone has moved off campus and online. And I think probably what we'll continue to see as we move forward is perhaps a hybrid model. So where students won't necessarily return to campus full time, some learning will be on campus, some will still remain off. And I think one of the big challenges around that is obviously student engagement too. So we do understand from speaking with universities around the world that that can of course make students slightly disconnected from the networks that they would usually develop on campus with both teachers and fellow students, and obviously then that, the alumni going forward that those communities create. We do know with international students too that they tend to be more disconnected when they are fully online and doing learning remotely as opposed to being on campus. I think the other thing around the e-learning too is that students might going forward tend to be on more part-time or slightly changed models, because we understand also the financial aspect of students supporting themselves through that university journey, and we do see some universities adopting quite different models. So for instance, I know of a university in Australia who've developed what they call block learning, so that they're doing module learning rather than necessarily undertaking a specific amount of subjects per semester. I think one of the other areas we'll continue to see increase is the collaborations with industry, and industry actually being part of our campuses as well. So there'll actually be an integration across that also. I think the other thing to keep in mind also is that the catchment area for students has increased for universities. So domestically, We do see once upon a time students would go to a university not all that far away from where they lived. That has now changed, and that will continue to change going forward. So yeah, there's some challenges there as the model changes. Well, there's a lot of things obviously that Times Higher Education does to support universities in improving their performance, certainly across a range of metrics, and a lot of that is around the data and analytics that we can provide. So obviously we harness that information from universities all across the world, and that allows universities to benchmark their performance at quite a granular level. Now those insights obviously inform performance and university strategy as we go forward as well. And of course we cover quite a range of aspects there. So we have world university rankings, we have regional universities rankings such as the Asia rankings, and we also have obviously the impact rankings in which Chulalongkorn has performed exceptionally well, so those ranking tables. I think another aspect that Times Higher Education does very well is the thought leadership around our summit series as well, and that sharing of information, bringing universities together to share knowledge and information, and it also provides a platform for universities to collaborate as they go forward. Another innovative area that THE has been working with over the last 12 months is THE Campus, and that is an online community of universities where they share knowledge about teaching and research, and that's a really fundamental platform for THE and universities as we move forward as well. So there's many areas, but absolutely the sharing of best practice case studies from universities across the world, those very granular insights, THE, as I say, will continue to support universities through all of those various methods going forward.